we are outside DC Dean Court, and a 0-0 between Bournemouth and Chelsea today, but not by any means a dull 0-0. It was quite exciting. I quite enjoyed myself. What about you, Ollie?
That was probably the most exciting 0-0 I've ever watched.
Wow.
That was, Neto, top drawer today. He definitely made up for Brentford, because of course he made that mistake. But I think he played his socks off today and definitely deserved that man of the match. I think Robert Sanchez, who was in goal for them, I think he played pretty well as well. There were two chances right near the end, or if we'd have scored them. Honestly, I think it was probably. I think on paper, Chelsea dominated, but if you actually watched the game, then you would understand it was a lot more equal.
Yeah.
It was an amazing game, an amazing watch. I think Dom Solanke had a few mistakes, but I think overall he played well. Milos Kerkez, thing is, at this point, we know he's so good that when he isn't out of this world, we're like, oh, he hasn't had that good of a game today. But he has. He's just not performing as high as he was last week.
Sure.
But I still think he played amazingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely.
Aaron's first half especially, amazing. Honestly, I didn't even see Mikhailo Mudryk. It must have been in Aaron's pocket. It was genuinely one of the best displays that I've seen at right back for Bournemouth in a long, long time.
Fantastic. How do you think Chelsea fans might be feeling after that game? Do you think they'll be feeling a bit aggrieved that they didn't get something more from it? Or do you think they'll be looking at it back and thinking, do you know what? That was reasonably even. They'll be happy with a draw.
I'd probably think that they'd say a bit of both, because on paper, of course, like I said, they were definitely victorious. And as I said, when you're watching it, it was a bit more even, and I'd even say Bournemouth edged it there. So I think that they can believe. I think certain Chelsea fans will say, "Oh, we should have won that. Look at this stat. Look at this stat," and others will be like, "Oh, did you see some of their chances? We were very lucky not to lose that." But I think especially in the second half, we came out and we just played so much better, and I think we were definitely lucky going in half-time 0-0. But of course that means we've let down everyone else, because we haven't broken the record for most consecutive. What was it? Most consecutive games without a 0-0 in the Premier League.
Almost.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Ollie. All the best. Good to see you. Hey.
I'm Sam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Yeah. So I thought we should have nicked that. I really thought we should have nicked that.
Okay.
They weren't good, were they? They weren't good. I feel like you spend that much money, you expect to do something. I thought Sinister looked all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we really should have nicked it.
We had our opportunities, didn't we? We did have our opportunity.
The Dango shot, I really thought that was it. And then, I don't know, they had a few chances. That Neto save, I can't remember what it was. It was stunning.
Yeah.
But yeah, the man of the match really deserved.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thinking about the team generally then and how they played today,
It's positive.
I think it is positive, isn't it?
I just feel like we've had a tough run first bit of the season.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the one I thought we should have got. But, I don't know, the next few matches, I don't see much in it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a negative sign. After that, I feel like around November-ish, we'll really get going. And I feel like we can get some momentum behind us.
So just pick it up a little bit here and there, between now and then, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Relegation isn't the question, I don't think, now.
Okay.
I hope.
Thanks, Sam.
It's positive. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming on.
I enjoy watching it, so thank you.
Come on again. Hello, buddy.
Are you all right?
I'm good, yeah. I've got my hands all the wrong way around. That's all right. It happens.
That was all right, wasn't it?
It was all right. I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it, really. It would have. I think it felt like the kind of game that one goal.
Yes.
Definitely. It just seemed like it was going to get it.
You never know, but we said at half time, the first goal was massive here, and obviously no one got it. But I think it was an entertaining 0-0. And I think one of the more entertaining 0-0s. It wasn't a dull game. But I was saying then, I think the biggest compliment that we could pay ourselves is that Chelsea weren't rushing to win that game.
No.
You think of Chelsea in the past coming there 0-0 at Bournemouth, they're rushing to try and win the game. They were slowing it down.
Yeah.
They knew that we were in the ascendancy. Don't get me wrong, I think a draw is probably a fair result, because as much as I felt we had the ascendancy at the end, they hit the post, Neto made some good saves.
Yeah.
So it probably was a fair result. But I thought the subs helped us, and I think you're seeing now that is definitely the strongest bench we've ever had, this Andoni Iraola. Mepham and Moore could even make the bench today, and they're both fit.
Incredible, that.
And that shows our subs bench, and you saw that today, because we're making subs and Semenyo can't even get on the pitch, Rothwell can't get on the pitch. because of the options we've got. I thought he should have brought Semenyo on, but Kluivert made an impact, so fair play. I thought, which is understandable, I thought the only one that wasn't great was Ouattara.
Yeah.
But that makes total sense. He hadn't played a minute yet, and he'd come off, and it was the right time to bring him off. But I thought, even though Neto was brilliant, I don't understand how Max Aarons ain't got man of the match. I thought he was sensational today. I mean, I just messaged a Norwich lad then, said, they're all buzzing about Stacey, but cheers for Aarons, because he just pocketed Raheem Sterling. I thought he was sensational, absolutely brilliant. Apart from the midfield where because of the way we play, it means they get some gaps and they can open you up. But that's because of the way we play. Because I think individually, I thought Lewis Cook was brilliant.
Yeah. I
thought he was brilliant individually, but he's going to get isolated a little bit. But I thought the subs were bang on as well. I thought Kirkes on a yellow, sensible sub, just move Kelly across. You've got that option now. And Lloyd Kelly, by the way, gets criticism. That was the first performance I thought. You can see why Tottenham wanted for 20 million quid, because he was incredible.
Do you know what surprised me the most about that is that not only did he play well at sort of left side of the central two, but also when he moved to unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the best performance I've seen him on that far left.
Yeah, 100%. Because he played there against Swansea, didn't he, in the cup, and he didn't look right.
No.
But yeah, for whatever they've said to him behind the scenes since the move didn't come off has worked, because he was brilliant today. Kind of had a feeling he might start because of his pace, but it wasn't just that today. He was brilliant. He was better on the ball today as well. Yeah. And I thought Zabadi was brilliant next to him as well. I thought there wasn't, like I say, I thought everyone was good. Good to have Tav back. Kluivert made an impact, as I say. I thought Solanke ran hard. Oh, that chance at the end. I don't know if he should maybe volley it. He tries to bring it down. It's a hard one, and I think that's one of them ones where he's a bit leggy, but Christie ran his socks off as usual. I was real positive display. It's a weird one, but we're 5 games in, and you look at them fixtures and you go, we've managed to not lose as many as we've lost. We've had 3 really good points there. We could have won that game, but Chelsea still got some quality players, and I thought we kept them relatively quiet. There wasn't much in that game, so really pleased with the performance. And we've got Brighton, and then we got Arsenal, so it's not unreal, but going forward, we're in a really good place, and I enjoyed it today. So a really good performance, really pleased for the players. So. Yeah, like I say, there was some really good performance out there today. So I'm happy, mate. And now the sun's out.
I know, completely different weather, isn't it?
Don't worry about it,
Completely different.
Chelsea maybe get a few more signings in. Spend a bit more money. They might be all right.
Chelsea, spend a bit more money. You might be able to beat us. Hey, hi. Let's switch sides now. Don't usually do this very often. How are you? You both okay?
Yeah, really good. Let's say, happy with a point, but I think we've definitely dropped points today.
Oh, really?
Definitely dropped points. Yeah.
Should have been at least 2-0, I reckon.
I think we could have had that. Definitely could have had that. Aaron's man of the match.
We were just saying that.
Absolutely, what a class, pure class going down that side. So very happy, but I think we dropped points.
And the way we're playing football, Iraola's kind of style, that's suiting you both? Is that you'd like it?
Yeah.
Definitely positive. It's a different approach on sort of what we've done in the past. Playing out from the back, not a huge fan of.
Not a fan of that.
But it seems to be on the fast-paced breaks. We seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, the second half, like the first half of the second half wasn't great, if I'm being honest, with the whole playing out the back. What's it all about? Boot it up the front. We've got the class up the front. That worries me, but I think we're playing really well. Yeah, as I say, gutted we didn't get 3 points. Absolutely gutted. But there you go.
Considering the players on the pitch, the players that didn't get on the pitch though, like Semenyo, who was doing so well before, Brooks came on quite late. Were you surprised at the team that started the game?
Yeah, I think Brooks should have either maybe not started, but he should have came on in potentially half time. He definitely made a lot more happen, sort of going into sort of the later half of the second half. I would have liked to have seen Brooks come on a little bit earlier.
Definitely. I'm surprised we didn't make some substitutions sort of straight into the second half. Would have been nice, but I think we were all over them, really, to be fair.
Tough fixtures coming up though. With who we've got coming up, I think it's going to be difficult to get points, and I think that is a couple of points potentially that we may have dropped that we might kick ourselves later on. But time will tell.
There you go. Yeah, it's looking
still positive though. Still positive.
Of course it is. Yeah. We're definitely staying up.
Heard it. Thanks, fellas. Thanks for coming on.
Hello, Tiggs.
Hey, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. You?
Yeah. I'm getting turned around today.
I know.
What did you think?
Interesting game. First half descended into what can sometimes happen when you've got two teams that want to sit deep and counter, and you end up in a sort of stalemate. And not a lot really happened, and it was a bit sort of feeling each other out, and quite happy at half time and got in 0-0. Second half was a bit more exciting. Both teams pushed up a little bit more, tried to play a little bit more progressively rather than just relying on the counter. And we had a couple of decent chances, but I think a draw was probably just about right. Obviously they hit the post early on. Neto made a couple of bizarre saves, but they were saves nonetheless. Reasonably happy. It's one of those games where you're slightly disappointed you didn't win, but you're delighted you didn't lose. So I'll be quite happy to go on with that in the a point in the positive column.
those players look absolutely worn out by the end of that game. They're on the floor. They're
out on their feet, I thought, yeah.
That's the style that we're going for, is it?
Absolutely, yeah. And you appreciate some of them have been away on international duty, and he's taken Kirkes off a little bit early because he's been away and playing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is relentless, and fitness is going to be a factor as the season goes on. And I think especially for the wide players, and maybe that's why he's stocked up on wide forwards, because they have got to run up and down relentlessly all through the game, as well as helping the fullbacks. I just want to shout out particularly two players who've not been above a bit of criticism, Cook and Kelly.
Yeah.
Both, I think, had their best games for a long time in there today.
Great.
Kelly, I was worried when he moved from centre-half to left-back that he'd been playing so well centrally that now the demands, especially against pacey wingers, might be a bit much for him. But he was actually even better at left-back, and we saw him getting forward, which is not something we always see from Kelly. He did. And Lewis Cook, I thought, was possibly the best player on the park. His range of passing was good, his interceptions were excellent. Really pleased for him, because it's nice to see him finally perhaps cementing that role in there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Andy.
All right,
that's
cheers,
brilliant.
good
Thanks
to
for
see
all
you.
this. Hey, Josh, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. What do you think of the game today?
I think it's a good result.
Yeah, you're happy with that? Would you have taken that before the game, Josh, if I said to you it's going to be a 0-0?
Definitely. If you went from a spectator point of view, you'd say, oh, it's a fair result. Because if the chances they had in it and the chances we had would be fair.
Yeah.
Considering their chances, which was very hard, like very good chances, and then ours were also good as well.
Both keepers definitely had a hand in the game there, didn't they? Or a foot in the game in one case. Without those goalkeepers today, we might have looked at a very different scoreline, do you think?
Probably. If the goalies were like League One goalies, it probably would have been like 3-3 or 3-2 or something.
Yeah, fantastic. Did you have a man of the match today?
Kelly.
Yeah, I like that. Should we bring your dad in?
Yeah.
Hello,
How's it going, mate? You all right?
I'm very well. I'm feeling a bit Cheerios after that.
Cheerios.
Oh, I had to get it in.
Yeah.
Either team could have won it.
Yeah.
They had chances, we had chances. We just need a little bit more belief in key phases in the final third. I think we're just missing a little bit there, but it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's another game on the board. Oh, there's no key on it.
There's
though,
no
Josh.
key on it, buddy. It's okay. Pop it back on the rock.
But well done anyway. Yeah, no, it's another point on the board.
Yeah.
It's another progressive performance. I think the defence was great. Obviously, everyone will mention Lloyd Kelly. He was brilliant. Kirkes had another good performance.
Yeah.
I think my man crush is nearly fully back on Lewis Cook. You know, another good performance.
Yeah.
I heard a couple of other people mentioning him and now spotting what he does in that
Yeah.
role that
No,
we
he
were
did
worried
well.
about. So even though Adams isn't available yet, whenever he is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's certainly taking a claim for keeping that spot. And obviously Neto did great in goal. And also Aarons did brilliantly on the right. But a little bit more self-belief in the final third, I think we'll do even better.
I noticed as well that there were points in the game where players were out of their natural position, but there was trust amongst each other to play in that way, which is something that's going to take a while to come, but it certainly looks like it's coming.
Exactly, and I think that again, that fluid of movement and interchanging of positions is something to be quite excited about.
Definitely.
It's still quite raw, but it's another step in the right direction. So feeling very positive.
Good,
on to
fantastic.
Brighton.
On to Brighton.
See you soon.
Thanks, buddy. See you soon. Hey, you Ben?
Doing you right?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm very content. I would say is a good adjective. But yeah, it was just solid. Like defensively, we were good. We created chances, and compared to Chelsea, let's say 5-6 years ago, they looked a shadow of what they were. And we showed that we've improved as well because we gave them a proper good game. And I think second half we were the better side.
Yeah.
Again, as a unit, we were really good. And today we had such a strong team. Like our bench was crazily strong. And yeah, starting 11 was good. Thought Ouattara was a little bit off it, but still was okay, which is good. So he's just come back from injury and he's done all right. I thought Clivert was good. I think the subs were perfect.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Kelly played like he was a 40-50 million pound player today.
He was brilliant, wasn't he?
100%. And you can see why somebody like Tottenham want him because they see that in him. And if he starts to do that on a regular show, then I don't see why he can't start ahead of Senesi.
Yeah.
Because even that Senesi hasn't been bad, but Kelly played better than I've seen Senesi play recently. Which is good for the competition for spaces because now we've got really good depth. It seems like the players are happy. You know, everything was positive today, I would say.
Definitely. What about Dom today? There was a little bit of early on. his first touch being a little bit heavy, but he's doing all right, isn't he? He's still vital to us.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get with him. You're going to have him be really good in games like Brentford, like I think Liverpool, he was good, West Ham, etc. And then you have games where I thought he was fine. Like there were certain aspects of the game today that were really, really good, but then other parts that people will pick up on more will be slightly off. But still, he wasn't bad. But he was probably one of our less good players. I don't know if that's correct English. But yeah, I thought he was all right, but he still makes us click as a team, which is why you can see that even Keith Moore didn't get on the bench, and that's why we were solely relying on him. But yeah, I thought everyone was at least a 7 out of 10 today in my eyes.
He was labelled by some of the Chelsea fans as a Chelsea reject during the game, which I thought was a little bit harsh. But then Nicholas Jackson on the pitch there, some of the Bournemouth fans calling him a Bournemouth reject, and he missed, didn't he, a sitter from a header.
But it happens with him. I feel like he's one of those players that he's quite imposing, can get on the end of balls, but he doesn't quite have that finishing touch. Very raw, I think, is the adjective for him. But yeah, I don't think Chelsea were all that, to be honest. I think Cole Palmer came on, wasn't great.
No.
Fernandes was mad. Mudryk was. I thought he was like awful.
How
honestly.
did he cost that much? Really?
What was it? 70-80 million for that?
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
But yeah. Anyway, Chelsea weren't very good. We were good. I think we deserved maybe anything more. If you get 2 points from a game, I think we deserve that. But yeah, onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards indeed. Thanks for coming on, Ben. All the best. Hey, Scott. How you doing, buddy? Come a bit closer if you can.
Okay.
Thank you. What do you think of the game today?
It was a fair result.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Scott. I really do. Was there a player that you thought was particularly good for Bournemouth today?
Well, it didn't go so well.
Well, no, not for all of them.
Oh.
But who was your man of the match?
Neto.
He made some really good saves, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a number of saves as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on, Scott. It's good to see you again. All the best. Hi there. Hello. Yes, introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name is James Suttle.
Nice to meet you, James. And what did you think of the game today?
And the game is really brilliant, and it's a 0-0, it's a draw, and it's a brilliant game. Thank you.
Do you remember, I was just going to say, do you remember I told you about my brother James, the Chelsea fan?
Well, the blue sheet.
This is the one. So he's quite happy with the 0-0 today, seeing as the rest of the family are Bournemouth fans.
Yeah, and then also my flatmate named Jack, he supports Chelsea as well, and my other flatmate named Joe, and Joe is a fan of Bournemouth as well.
Yeah, so we're all relieved.
All relieved. It was a close game, wasn't it? I mean, it really was. I think some Chelsea fans thought this might be their chance to turn over a team, and it might be easy for them. But actually, we gave them a very good game today.
Yeah, we did give them a really good game. I thought Lloyd had a great game today. Actually, I thought he played really, really well. I loved our high press right from the start. And I thought people like Clivert, when they came on, played really, really well and sort of changed the game really in that second half. I thought we could score. I thought we were going to win that at the end there. And then we turned to each other and we said, will we take a point? And we were like, probably, yeah, we probably would. Clean sheet point. I think we could have won it. And I think our final ball at times and in front of goal, we've got work to do, haven't we? But
at the beginning of the season, a lot of people predicted Bournemouth. They're not going to do anything. They're going to go down. There's going to be a lot of people who watched this game today. It was on TV. Do you think that might have changed people's perception of what Bournemouth are like as a team?
No, nothing will change their perception. I listened to Talk Sport this morning, and they did a warm-up talk about the game between Chelsea and Bournemouth and Chelsea. Then they just talked about Chelsea. The only time they mentioned Bournemouth was when they said they were going to do a warm-up between Bournemouth and Chelsea. They didn't mention Bournemouth again, and honestly that doesn't appear to change at all. It's very frustrating. But my only comment on the whole game is I wish Don would just shoot sometimes, and just in the 6-yard box or wherever, just shoot. Because if he gets, if it comes off somebody else and somebody else nicks a goal, we'll start scoring goals. But that pass to the byline, and it's really difficult, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, completely.
Agreed.
I'm happy with the draw, really, I suppose.
Happy with the draw.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Chelsea is one of my team, and all my family supports Bournemouth as well. And it's been a brilliant game, and thank you so much. And I'm happy. Thank you.
Thank you, James. All the best.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks so much. Thank you for coming
Cherries.
on. Thank you. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You okay?
Hi, Sam. Yeah, I think with the game, it was an eventful one, isn't it? Pretty much a game of two halves. I think the frustrating thing again is that we could have won that game again, and I think we had the chances just in the final third or final pass. It's just letting us down again. I think the substitutions today worked.
Yeah.
And yeah, just credit to everyone. I think the starting 11 was perfect. Neto made some incredible saves to keep us in it, to be honest. So, yeah, but we really easily could have won that game, to be fair. I think when we were, well, me personally, when I was coming into it, I was a little bit worried because obviously all the signings Chelsea have made so far. And, you know, a lot of people probably wrote us off today. But it just shows that, you know, when you work hard, when you're resilient, when you try and, you know, press them as much as you can, then we got to them, you know, we got under their skin, and the frustrating thing is just that we didn't take full advantage of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a point on the board. I didn't come into the game expecting anything really and truly, but yeah, we got a point, so we can't complain too much.
We go to Brighton next. Now they again, the game against Man United, they embarrassed Man United in many ways. But do you think we can go there with a bit of confidence after today to actually be competitive and do something against them?
Yeah, I think we can. Like I said, I think we proved a lot of people wrong today, quite frankly. And I think we can go into any game confident. You know, that's the way I would like to.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I think we can get something from Brighton. I remember going to the Amex last year, and it was Mitoma had our last minute or whatever it was. It stung, you know. But I think, I don't see why not. Max Aarons had a lovely game, so him versus Mitoma next weekend will be an exciting battle.
Yeah, it's a different matchup, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully Aarons can come on top.
Yeah,
I think we'll be okay. I think we're starting to see what Iraola is trying to implement. Ryan Christie, I think for me, is becoming a pivotal part of what we're trying to implement, and up the cherries.
Brilliant, man. Thank you. Good to see you. All the best, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well that's it for today, I think. Well, you know, it's a 0-0, but we all seem to be happy about it, which is fantastic. We move on. Team are looking good. We're taking shape. On to Brighton. Up the Cherries.